Hi, my name's Flo Broderick and I've just graduated from the University of Southampton in Languages and Contemporary European Studies. I'm over here in Rome in my capacity as a DigiChamp looking at the Portus project, which is one of the most exciting projects that the university has to offer at the moment. I'm taking a look at some of the work of my fellow students and also at the archaeology on site. The Casale is the hub of archaeological activity. Students and staff come together here to store finds, eat lunch and have lectures. The building also serves as the administrative centre. Simon Kay is the head of the University Archaeology Department as well as the project leader. What is the significance of the Portus project?
Well, the Portus site is one of the largest surviving ports from the ancient world, and it was also the maritime port of Imperial Rome from the mid-1st century AD until well into the 6th century AD. And so for that period of time, the port, as you see it here, was the place through which people, foodstuffs, products from across the Mediterranean basin poured through its canals, basins and waterways and up the River Tiber to Rome itself.
And how would you characterise this project?
This is very much a research-led project funded by the AHRC. In which Southampton students have had ample opportunity over the years to become involved, but which involves also close collaboration with our colleagues in Italy, the British School at Rome and other universities in the UK, and very much trying to involve students in getting experience in archaeology and actually helping to push forward the boundaries of knowledge and to learn more about this ancient port, and last but not least, also to experiment with and help develop new approaches, scientific approaches to the study of the past.
And what impact is the work that you're doing with your team having?
Well, I think you can measure this on a number of levels. On one level, it's generating good research collaboration with our Italian colleagues. We're also on another level helping to further our understanding of the relationship of Rome with the Mediterranean and how an ancient port actually worked. But again, I think personally that perhaps the most valuable lesson to be learned is that students are really getting a buzz out of this. It's helping them get experience, helping them to develop interdisciplinarity as we as archaeologists working in the humanities are also collaborating with scientists and other disciplines. And it's a very enriching experience which I hope helps students, enables them to take this away in their careers and to actually make use of some of these skills in later life.
And so how is the project being conducted?
Well, it's being conducted by a team from the University of Southampton as well as from the British School at Rome and the University of Roma Tre, a key university in the city. And it's very much driven by developing new methodologies and applying these to this very, very rich site.
Fantastic. Well, I think we're going to go and have a look at the site now. It's hard to believe that this hot and dusty track to the main site was once to seaward of Portus. But about 1500 years ago the delta began to silt up and Portus withered, leaving nothing but ruins and a hexagonal lake. Peter Wheeler's been working on the Portus project since 2009. So Peter, what is the Portus project to you?
Well, Portus is a site close to my heart. It's the reason why I came to Southampton University, and it's been the focus of my undergraduate dissertation and my continuing master's degree.
And what did you actually do here?
Well, since 2009 I've been working as on excavation, mostly on the building behind us, and I've also been doing some geophysical laser scanning and building surveying.
So how do archaeologists find structures before they reach for the shovel? Lizzie Richley is currently doing her PhD at the University of Southampton in archaeological geophysics on the data collected at Portus. So Lizzie, what technology are you using here at Portus at the moment?
At the moment I'm using electrical resistance tomography, though we do use many other techniques on the site. For instance, we've got laser scanning, we do photogrammetry, we use various different sorts of geophysics as well, along the lines of georadar and magnetometry.
And how do you use it in archaeology? How is it applied?
For ERT, we apply it in... It depends on where we are using it. Here I'm doing it quite high resolution, so I'm trying to pick out walls, I'm trying to pick out flooring, around the rubble that is an inherent feature of most archaeological sites.
Tom Warren and Holly Walker, undergraduate students of archaeology at Southampton. Tom also studies geography. So, guys, what is it that you're doing here in Portus?
I'm currently excavating the Navalia site. We're working down the context layers, and basically we want to find out if the bedrock is shaped in a V, because this could indicate the ships were built here, obviously because the bottom of the ships are shaped in a V, so that's basically what we're doing.
What is it that you're looking to get out of your time here, Holly?
I'm hoping to get more of a hands-on experience of what we've been learning for the whole year and see how all the method applies in practical uses.
Okay, great. And what about you, Tom? What are you looking to get out of it?
Basically something similar to that. Because there's such a wide variety of techniques that you can use in archaeology, it's useful to get experience in most of them, because if you don't know what you want to do later in life, then it's really helpful.
Fantastic. And what would you recommend, Holly, to students who are thinking about coming out here to Portus next year?
I recommend if you get the opportunity to do it, because it's amazing fun and it's a really good experience, but it's hard work, so be prepared to give it your all and get involved.
And in terms of your careers moving forwards then, how do you think this is useful and significant?
For me, I don't actually know what I want to do for a career, but this is very useful because you do cover a wide range of practices, techniques. You get taught a lot of things. We have a lot of lectures about what we're finding, etc. So you get bombarded with a lot of knowledge, and it just helps you piece together what you want to do.
Great. And is this similar lines for you, Holly?
Yeah, I think it's really good for me after having a year of lectures and practicals and stuff to actually come out here. It kind of makes it worthwhile after all the exams to actually get to do it, and it's really good.
Mike Moore, the first year chemistry student at the University of Southampton. So what is it exactly that you're doing here at the moment in Portus, Mike?
We're excavating parts of the old imperial port to try and find out what the buildings were used for, when the uses changed, when they went into decline, and if we can, how and why they were demolished.
And how exactly did you end up here in your capacity as a chemistry student?
The opportunity came up, and I've always absolutely loved Rome, love Roman history, love old sort of architecture and buildings and things like that. And the chance to come over and work in Italy for 3 weeks in the sun, it was sort of too good an opportunity to miss out on, really.
Megan Carley, studying the classics over at Stanford University in the States. So, Megan, what are you doing here in Portus?
Well, I'm here through Southampton's field school, and we're working on excavating the port of the Emperors Trajan and Claudius and the buildings surrounding it.
And how will what you learn here in Portus apply to your studies in the US?
Well, as a classics student, I've been engaging with this world through its literature and its history for several years, and now I've been able to kind of deal with it in a much more concrete and material way.
And what are you looking to get out of the experience overall?
Well, I've already made lots of great friends, and I've been able to sort of get a better understanding of what it must have really been like to be here and be part of this Roman world.
And how has your thinking changed since you've been working on the project?
Well, it's made me think a lot more about the course of history and the way that we have to have an equal reverence for the past and for the future, and sort of an understanding of how our actions shape so many different things.
James Miles is a PhD student at the University of Southampton. James, what technology are you using here at Portus?
Well, we're using a range of different things, but the one we are doing here today is laser scanning.
And how exactly does it work?
Well, there's different ways of using laser scanning, there's different technologies, but the one we're using today is a pulse scanner, and it basically sends out a series of different laser beams, which then can accurately record buildings or landscapes, which can be used for analysis.
And how is this kind of technology changing archaeology?
It's changing archaeology quite a lot, mainly because it allows for accurate representations of buildings that are currently here, specifically due to computer upgrades and computer requirements. The software that we use has gradually got better over the years, so archaeology is now using this technology more as a way of recording data.
And how are these kinds of things relevant to Portus? How are they significant to the project?
Well, Portus has a number of buildings around that have been here for thousands of years, and they haven't really been recorded in that much detail. Laser scanning allows for millimetre accuracy recording, so it's going to be taking a reading every millimetre, That then allows the specialist to kind of look at this data, allows for accurate measurements to be recorded, and this then will help within the virtual reconstructions that we're creating here at Portus. We can use the data as a basis from that, and then we can reproduce something that's useful as a wider sphere within the public audience.
The University of Southampton encourages curious and collaborative people. Getting a glimpse of such an important and expansive part of Imperial Rome has been an immensely exciting experience. It was impressive watching a diverse, multinational and multidisciplinary group working together to gain insight into the workings of the Empire's main port. I saw geophysics in action, techniques such as ERT, ground-penetrating radar, and even laser scanning. My visit to Portus has really changed the way I see things, and what a privilege it has been to be finishing my university experience seeing it firsthand.